everyone! Welcome to Exploring Tarot. My name is Sandi, and today we're looking at a deck that I have been waiting for months and months. And today it finally arrived, and I just came back from the post office having picked it up. So we're going to do an unboxing of the Woodland Wardens. I have been avoiding a bunch of YouTubers' videos this past week and a half because I have just seen a bunch of pictures and videos of this deck, and I was just been like, no, I don't want to see anything. I want to wait till my deck comes, because this, my friends, is one of the first decks that I have ever pre-ordered. Actually, when I come to think of it, I don't think I've ever pre-ordered anything before. No, that's not true. I pre-ordered the Reclaim Oracle, but that was an indie deck that I knew what it looked like because I'd seen, and it was the pre-order for the second edition, so I don't really count it as a pre-order. This is the first mass market deck that I have just pre-ordered sight unseen, because I was just so sure that I would love it. So, was I right? Did I make a mistake? Let's see. Right, I am just going to go straight into this, and we are going to unbox this lovely thing. Hang on. Using one of my sewing needles to get this plastic off. Maybe that's enough. Yeah. Alright, so looking at the box, it's a rigid box, 2-piece box. Woodland Wardens by Jessica Rue, Oracle deck and guidebook. Inspired by history, folklore and mythology, artist Jessica Rue's debut Oracle deck transports seekers to another time and place, offering insight rooted in the magic of flora and fauna. Sounds perfect. Alright, let's get into this. Oh, love the new deck feeling. Alright, and in the bottom of the box we have some more information about the creator. Look at these bags. Oh my gosh. They're pretty. Alright, straight away I can feel the... Oh, look at that. This card is already a bit bent. Can you see it? I haven't even touched it yet. Oh, that is so disappointing. Do you see that? It's all like creased. Well, this cardstock is super duper thin. I would say on the verge of flimsy. I mean, it's very flexible, but yeah, I would say flimsy. Look, do you see that? It's from the crease of the card. It's like it's been creased in the press or something. Oh, that's very, very sad. I hope it's not more than just that card. The others seem fine. Yeah. Alright. get on with the flip through, I think. Look at that thing later. Alright, let's zoom you guys in so that you can see properly. There we go. Oh, they are just as beautiful as I thought they would be. Right, but I do think that this is a deck I'm going to be trimming. I think I'll be trimming off this white border. Right, the mouse and the buttercup innocence. Right, are these going to... I know it says it's an oracle, but is it going to be containing references to the RWS? Because this gives me such the Fool vibes, really. Let's have a good look here. Right, yes, it says here in the box that using subdued colors and rhythmic shapes, she renders flora, fauna, and much more in a richly detailed old world style. A seasoned reader of tarot, she loves to include hidden symbolism inspired by the Rider-Waite-Smith deck in her illustrations. So I'm wondering if that pertains to this specific oracle as well. Just looking quickly in the guidebook. Suggested spreads. Yeah, it says here, like the Fool in the tarot deck, the mouse and buttercup is numbered 0. Both cards mark the start of a journey and both remind us that we have much to learn. So it's definitely inspired by the Fool. This card. Right. Just look at some of the detail. Lovely. Right, but I suppose we're going to have to see how well this cardstock actually holds up. Right, the cat and lavender independence. I love these. Look at that, those eyes. Look at those eyes. Beautiful. The spider and passion flower, creative ingenuity. It's such a beautiful artwork. I really love this. The hare and the oak, new opportunities. Definitely. Oh, the bear and cedar, leadership. See, I really feel like so far this is very tarot. This is easily the Fool, right? The cat and lavender, I definitely can see this as a magician. The spider is quite often depicted as the high priestess in animal tarot decks, as is the hare, a symbolism of fertility and creativity. So that works for the Empress. And here we've got leadership for the bear and cedar, which, I mean, obviously speaks to the Emperor. So I am loving this deck so far. I'm such a sucker for bears. The sheep and blackberry devotion. Yes, works as a hierophant, in my opinion. I wonder if the first 22 cards are going to be basically like the major arcana. The frog and lotus metamorphosis. Chipmunk and laurel success. Oh, love this. Oh, the elk. Oh, the elk and ash. Strength. Yeah, strength is number 8 there. The weasel and pine. Introspection. So the hermit. The duck and chrysanthemum. Luck. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I mean, I love the art of every single card. I really hope this person, this creator, Jessica Rue, makes a tarot deck. The goat and the willow, overcoming obstacles. Yes. The lizard and pitcher plant, stagnation. The moth and eucalyptus, an ending. Oh my gosh, look at this card. Oh, I'm just going to be sitting here sighing the whole time, aren't I? Oh, this is quickly becoming my favorite oracle already, and I haven't even read with it yet. Vulture and asphodel upheaval, so that's our tower. I'm assuming, yes, hang on. Am I being silly? No, 14. No, yes, 14 is supposed to be 10. Oh, this is not a tarot deck, so, but upheaval says tower to me, but never mind. The deer and oat, healing. Oh, look, so pretty. The crow and dogwood, intelligence. The salamander and black pepper, inspiration. The boar and pumpkin, confidence. Look at him, he's so cute. Aww. The bat and hellebore, intuition. Very nice. The cayman and poppy, dreams. Oh, these choices are just so interesting. The skunk and magnolia, protection. Oh, look at him. Yes. Oh no, the barn owl. The people who have seen my videos before knows that bears and barn owls are my jam. They are just so my jam. The owl and hop, wisdom. This such a lovely card. The hound and pear, loyalty. The marten and foxglove, mischief. The marten, this looks like a mink to me. I wonder if it's of the same. The marten, I've never heard that before. This is why I love animal decks, because I get to learn new words for animals in English. I'm gonna have to look this up when I finish up filming. The wolf and rose hip, guardianship. Oh, stunning. The wolf looks a little bit mad though. The bee and pomegranate, productivity. Beautiful. The fox and ivy. I think this is one. Yes, this is the fox that's on the box and on the guidebook. Adaptability. Gorgeous. The opossum and peony, bashfulness. This reminds me of the possum that Krista has under her porch over at Adventures in Metaphysics. I'm always going to think of her now when I see possums and opossums. I don't know what the difference is between those two. Since we don't really have them here in Finland, I've never needed to learn. The squirrel and chestnut. Oh, look at that. Preparation. Preparing for winter. Gathering nuts, hoarding them, saving them. Oh, lovely. The beaver and the birch. Home. Some of these sounds like pub names, and I love it. I'm so here for it. The beaver and the birch, squirrel and chestnut. Sounds just like a British pub name. The turtle and coriander, satisfaction. Oh, badger and ginkgo, healing wounds. Oh, look at his face, just look at it. No, the raccoon and sycamore, curiosity. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry for all the oohing and awing. I adore every single card in this deck. It just never happens. I've actually recently watched. I don't know. I don't know if any of you out there will understand this, but when I was a little girl, here in Finland, where I lived in Finland, we got I mostly watched Swedish television growing up because I'm a Swedish-speaking Finn, and every day after school, there was this Swedish channel that used to broadcast The Little House on the Prairie. So every day after school, I used to watch Little House on the Prairie, and it just became this really comforting relaxation thing for me. And recently, The Little House on the Prairie was added to Viaplay, which is a streaming service over here. And I've been watching these. I've been watching Little House on the Prairie again, and it's in HD. It's been like remastered, and it's so lovely. And I only just yesterday watched this episode where Laura Ingalls gets this, tries to have this little baby raccoon as a pet, and it's a very sad and a sad episode full of emotions. And just as soon as I saw this raccoon, I just thought of Jasper, as she names the raccoon in that episode. Sorry, tangent. The snake and fern, starting over. Now, those of you who have watched some of my videos before knows that I'm not a big snake fan, but this snake is actually quite pretty, and I like it. And fern, I love ferns, so yeah. And that's actually fun little trivia for you. Ferns in Swedish, or the Swedish name for a fern is ormbunke, ormbunke, and orm is snake in Swedish. So these fans in Swedish are actually named after snakes. So yeah, now you know that. Ladybug and Sweet Pea Happiness. Oh, I have a very special relationship with ladybugs as well. When I was living in England a few years back, or Jesus, it's probably more like nearly 15 years ago now. I had a little ladybug that landed on my shoulder, and she stayed with me for a whole day, and she came home with me as well and lived in my room for a few days. She disappeared, obviously. She probably went away to die somewhere, but I named her Margaret. And every single time I now see a ladybug, I just say, "Oh, hello, Margaret. Nice to see you again." So, yeah, I have a special relationship to ladybugs, and they're all called Margaret because they're all the same. Margaret to me, it's Margaret coming to visit. Love it. The Finch and Peach Romance. So pretty. The Coyote and Datura, is that how you say it? Deceit. That's also one of the creatures on the box and the guidebook. The coyote. The porcupine and the anemone boundaries. Look at his face. Look at his little face. Oh, adore him. Otters. Yes, who does not love otters? I love them so much. The otter and cattail peace. Gorgeous. Bobcat and blackthorn patience. Very nice. The snail and huckleberry trust in the invisible. Oh, I love this card. Love it. Huckleberry. I didn't realize huckleberries looked so much like blueberries. I mean, this is what Finnish forest blueberries look like. Nearly exactly, except for the leaves are different. So I suppose that's the difference. The eel and iris. Yay, another eel in an oracle deck. Love it. Safety. Love to hear what the guidebook says about the eel and safety. I'm going to put that to the side. The trout and lily of the valley. Purification. That's interesting. Because lily of the valley, I just remember whenever I think about lily of the valley, we used to go out and pick lily of the valley with my dad when I was a little kid. And I just remember him saying very clearly and repeatedly to us that we needed to be careful because lily of the valley is poisonous. So we needed to make sure to not put our fingers in our mouths after picking them. Unless I'm remembering wrong. I might be wrong, but that's the strong memory I have from childhood picking lily of the valley with my dad. The hawk and thistle, graceful persistence. I adore this. The antelope and wheat. Alright. Is this the first savannah animal we see? So far I've felt like the animals we've seen have been very woodland based. Are antelopes in the woods? I thought they were more savannah creatures. The butterfly and snowdrop. Hope. Beautiful. Oh no, the rooster and sunflower. I adore this card. Communication. I love sunflowers. They are among my favorite flowers. And this rooster just looks so good next to them. I love it. Oh. Dragonfly and pansy balance. Oh, these pansies are so adorable. I bet you can tell I love this deck. The horse and bluebell, modest fortitude. I'm so happy I didn't watch any of those walkthroughs that I've seen popping up on YouTube, because this experience of experiencing these cards for the first time just on my own is just so much fun. Right. The Ram and Dahlia, determination. Beautiful. And the last card is the Quail and Gooseberry, anticipation. And this is the card that had that little bend crease in the back. Luckily, it doesn't seem to have affected the front like at all. Can you hear my neighbour sneezing? Seriously. He sneezes every time, and 5 to 6 times a day. So I'm so sorry if my microphone picked that up. But yeah, there's not just one crease, there's a crease there and a crease there. Gutted. That's really not on for a brand new deck, is it? What do you think I should do? I hate sending it back because I know it's just going to be trashed. And I don't think that's really fair. Well, anyway, let's have a look at the guidebook. So, Woodland Wardens, Jessica Rue, you did a fantastic job with the artwork. Let's see if the guidebook is equally good. Right, how to use the cards and guidebook. So we've got this little introduction, suggests and spreads, 3-card poll, 1-card poll, 4-card poll. So we've got past season, current season, next season, following season. 6-card poll. Right. And then we get to the meanings. So let's go to the eel. I want to see what it says about the eel and the iris. Safety. There we go. Eel and iris, safety. Eels are furtive creatures, often burying themselves in the murky depths. The idiom "slippery as an eel" refers to the eel's ability to escape harm. The iris is the tall, hardy flower from which the fleur-de-lis, a medieval symbol of power and victory, is derived. Together, the stealthy eel and the mighty iris indicate safety in our homes, relationships, and work. Upright. Now is a good time to establish healthy boundaries. If others take offense, do not fret over their reaction. Stand firm in your power like the iris. Reverse. A transgression has occurred, and you may feel betrayed or violated. Anger and hostility are natural responses to betrayal. Honor your tender state by burrowing deep like the eel. Surround yourself in support and take the time you need to recover. What do I need in order to feel safe? And how can I extend safety to others? Alright, so I love that there are journaling prompts underneath for each card. That is fantastic. Love it. Alright, so after the meanings, what do we get then? Just some acknowledgements and the author bio. And that's it. Right, let's read one more card. And I would like to hear, or maybe two more cards. I want to hear about the trout and the lily of the valley, and then we can shuffle and pull a card and read from that as well. So, the trout and lily of the valley. Purification. Both the trout and the lily of the valley symbolize return and restoration. A river or lake teeming with trout indicates a balanced and healthy ecosystem. Conservation of efforts are at rewilding streams often focus on reintroducing trout to their native habitats once rivers have been decontaminated and barriers such as dams removed. Likewise, in the Victorian language of flowers, the lily of the valley communicates a return to happiness. This is perhaps due to the legend of Saint Leonard, a hermit saint said to have slain the last dragon in England. Wherever the blood of the dragon was spilled, lilies of the valley grew, and once the dragon was killed, Saint Leonard returned to his life of peaceful solitude. Upright. Your difficulties are subsiding, and happiness will soon be restored. Now is the perfect time for quiet meditation and deep introspection. Reverse. A toxic element is in the way of your happiness. Consider what pollutants may be upsetting your balance and seek to remove them. Journal prompts. Is there a harmony within my personal ecosystem? How do I tell the difference between a toxic person, situation, or idea and one that is required for balance? I love these reflection questions. Alright. I want to read the whole guidebook now. Let's zoom out and do a bit of a shuffling. See how they shuffle. And then we shall pull a card for a mini reading. Right, I definitely think that I would be more comfortable shuffling them if they were a little bit smaller. You can see here that because my hands are so small, they tend to bend the cards as I am shuffling because they are so thin and flexible. Look, I can't grip the whole section without it bending the cards closest to my hand. So I think I am going to definitely modify this deck. If not taking it down to this micro border, maybe I will take it just in a few millimeters around so that I still have a little white border. We'll see. Maybe I'll start with that and then I can trim it again if I feel like it. I mean, I like the feel of the cards. The matte texture of it is really lovely. It's just they're very, very thin. And if one of the cards were like creased just from sitting in the box or from putting them in the box, I presume, I do not have high hopes for how they're going to hold up, which is such a shame because this, I have a feeling this is going to get a lot of use in my collection because this artwork and the keywords, to be honest, is just fantastic. I just wish that there were more cards. There's 52 cards. I would have loved to see 70 cards minimum. Maybe she comes out with a expansion or something. That would be awesome. Alright, choose a card. Aha, the Fool and Buttercup, the very first card in the deck. How fitting that I would pull the first card I would pull from the deck is the first card in the whole deck. Alright then. The Fool, sorry, the Mouse and Buttercup. The Mouse and Buttercup. Innocence. Like the Fool in a tarot deck, the Mouse and Buttercup is numbered 0. Both cards mark the start of a journey and both remind us that we have much to learn. Mice are grounded and innocent, yet anyone who has dealt with a mouse in their house knows they are determined and highly adaptable. The mouse is paired with the humble Buttercup, a symbol of childhood innocence. Have you ever held a buttercup under your chin? Yes, I have. According to a centuries-old children's game, if the reflection of the flower glows yellow on your skin, it reveals that you like butter. We did this when I was a kid, every single summer, but we also did it with dandelions. Anyway, upright. You may be embarking on a journey or starting down a new path. Remember that innocence and a lack of understanding are not negative qualities. Instead, they remind us of our capacity for growth, adaptability, and learning. Reverse. You may be unprepared for what you undertake. Consider how you might adapt and learn to better lay the groundwork for future endeavors. Reflection. What do I hope to learn on this new path? What potential dangers should I look out for? Alright, my friends. This was the wonderful Woodland Wardens Oracle, and I'm here to tell you I think I've fallen in love with this deck already. This card, though, feels a bit out of place for me. Let me know what you think. Is it out of place or is it just right? Don't know. I adore every single card, and I've said this so many times already. But so I'm just going to stop it here because I won't have anything more to say. Alright, so I'm back with a little update. Immediately after I finished recording yesterday, I immediately started trimming the deck to get rid of some excess white border. I didn't want to trim all the way to the micro border immediately. I wanted to just trim a bit of the edge first to see what I thought about that, and I'm really liking it much better now. I took about 4mm off each edge, and I thought I wanted to pop on and show you how it turned out, and also to give you like a little quick mini review. So, as you probably gathered from the video, I love the artwork in this deck. It's absolutely fantastic. There's no problem with the artwork or the keywords or anything. Love it all to bits. However, there are some proper issues here with the production quality, in my opinion. I've had some time now to get a more better feel of the deck, as you know, when you are trimming decks, you are handling it quite a lot, and as you could see from the beginning of the video, one of the cards were already damaged in the box when I opened it, and it's easy to see why, because this cardstock is super thin and quite flimsy. It is a lot better now though. After I trimmed it, it seems to have stabilized a little bit. But the deck was very, very wonky at one point. After getting to lie in its box for overnight, it seems to have straightened out a bit. But another thing that I noticed is that the backs, I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up, but the backs are uneven in color. I don't know if that's something that was intentional or not, but maybe here you can see we've got like 4 different shades in these 4 cards alone. Looking at these, this one is a much darker shade of green than the rest of them, and this one is a more yellow shade of green, whereas these 2 are a bit more faded. So yeah, it's not super visible, but it's definitely there. It's quite subtle if you don't look closely, except for when these ones show up, it's a lot more yellow, and you can definitely tell, and these are a lot darker. So that's something to keep in mind before you buy, if that's going to bother you. It doesn't bother me very much. I don't really care about the backs, but I do care about the quality of the cardstock. So if I end up loving these cards very much, I'm probably going to buy a backup deck, just because I do not see these cards lasting for very long, I'm afraid. Hopefully the publisher is going to take note and correct or improve the cardstock for the next printing, because I am predicting that this deck is going to sell very well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and take care. Be well, my friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.